Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
I'm in a New York state of mind.
We're back 7:30 with a live look at the crossroads of the world. Times Square right here in New York City. Of course, just a short walk from our home. Happy crowd out there on the plaza. We're actually have a special surprise for the entire plaza coming up in just, they don't know it yet.
I know, and I think it's going to be instantly iconic. People have no idea what we're about to unravel on our plaza in a few moments. We got a busy half hour ahead, starting with verdict watch at the Karen Read trial.
For the second time, her fate is now in the hands of a Massachusetts jury set to resume their work this morning. NBC's Emilie Ikeda joins us from the courthouse now with the very latest. Emilie, good morning.
Hey guys, good morning to you. While many have tuned into this case online from across the country, you can see a growing presence of supporters of Karen Read here in person waiting for the verdict. The defense actually asking them not to cheer or chant, but rather signal "I love you" with their hands as a quiet show of support for Read, as the jury of 7 women and 5 men continue to deliberate whether Karen Read is to blame for her boyfriend's death.
This morning, jurors back in court to deliberate Karen Read's fate. After the prosecution and defense painted drastically different pictures in closing arguments Friday.
There's no doubt there's a collision because her taillight's all over the yard.
This case should be over right now. Done. Because there was no collision.
Karen Read is accused of hitting her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, with her SUV and leaving him to die in the snow outside a house party involving other law enforcement back in 2022. Read's defense raising questions about the nature of O'Keefe's injuries.
Just look at John's arm. These are dog bites and scratches.
And slamming the police investigation as corrupted from the start. The lead investigator was fired after sending crude texts about Read.
If the Massachusetts State Police can't trust him, how can you trust him with this investigation and with your verdict?
While the prosecution minced no words.
She was drunk, she hit him, and she left him to die.
Reminding the jury about Read's TV interviews. And emphasizing that Read and O'Keefe's relationship was, quote, unstable at the end.
She takes that 6,000-pound Lexus and she makes a decision. And the decision is that she steps on the gas after banging it into reverse.
7 women and 5 men now left to weigh mountains of material, including vehicle data, voicemails and texts, crash demos, surveillance video from earlier in the night, and analysis of O'Keefe's injuries.
If there is a second mistrial in this case, then the prosecutors have a very difficult decision to make. Do they fold up their tent, or do they spend untold amounts of taxpayer money to try her a third time?
In a case that's captivated the country, both online,
and I, like many of you, am obsessed with the Karen Read case,
and in person. Protesters who believe Read is innocent watching the live stream outside the courthouse.
Will you be here till the verdict?
Yes, I will.
Read's father also unwavering in his support.
How do you not come across, all right, with any other decision but not guilty?
As this legal saga finally eyes an end.
All right, so Emilie, jurors set to begin restart their deliberations again today. How long did they go last time?
And so it's hard to say exactly how long we're expecting jurors to deliberate or they will need in the deliberating room, but legal analysts will point out that if they're as divided as much of the country is on this case, it could be a matter of days. To your question, Craig, last year, jurors deliberated for 5 days before the judge declared a mistrial. If convicted of the top charge, Karen Read could face life in prison, guys.
All right, Emilie Ikeda for us on Verdict Watch there in Massachusetts. Emilie, thank you.
Just ahead this morning, the rising popularity of apps.